So let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unpack something called CluffsNotes. Now, these aren't your typical lessons from some polished PowerPoint deck. Nope. These are the insights that come from what the author, Todd Clough, calls life in the margins. All the messy, unfiltered, totally human moments where the real learning actually happens.
And this quote right here, this is the heart of it all. It really sets the stage for a different kind of learning. It's less about having all the perfect answers and way more about just exploring the process. The half-baked ideas, the behind-the-scenes thoughts that really, truly shape who we are.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by figuring out what CluffsNotes even are. Then we're going to look inward at the invisible scripts that kind of run our lives. After that, we'll shift focus to how we deal with the world around us. And finally, we'll zoom way out to talk about the long game, our purpose, our legacy, before leaving you with one last thought to chew on.
Okay, first up, what in the world are CluffsNotes? Well, at their core, they're all about the practice of reflection.
Think of them like the director's cut of your thoughts, all the stuff that doesn't make it into the final polished version. Todd Clough actually developed this habit by just talking through his day, his challenges, his questions, first into voice memos, and now, get this, even with AI. It's a way of taking all those jumbled, half-formed thoughts and just by saying them out loud, finding real clarity. It's basically learning as you go.
And once you start reflecting like that, it kind of naturally leads you to this next part, uncovering the invisible patterns, or what we can call inner scripts, that we all follow every single day, usually without even knowing it.
And there's this perfect little story that explains it. So, a young girl is watching her mom cook a ham, and her mom always cuts it in half and just throws one half away. The girl asks why. Mom says, well, that's just how Grandma did it. So they go ask Grandma, and she says, that's how my mom did it. So finally, they get to the great-grandma Mima and ask her. And her answer? Oh, honey, my pan was too small.
So obviously, this isn't just about cooking, right? It's such a powerful metaphor for all the routines and habits and beliefs we just keep doing because, well, that's how it's always been done. It really pushes us to look at our own lives, at work, in our relationships, and ask ourselves this really important question. What are we doing just out of habit instead of with real intention?
This breaks down another one of those inner scripts, contrasting two totally different ways of thinking. On one side, you've got just-in-case thinking, and it just feels heavy, doesn't it? It's all about stockpiling information out of anxiety, constantly asking, what if? But on the other side, you have just-in-time learning. This is all about trusting yourself to be flexible, to learn what you need right when you need it. It's about building the muscle of confidence, not just hoarding information.
So once we start to see our own hidden patterns, how does that change how we interact with everyone else? Well, that brings us right to our third section, navigating your world.
And this next idea, wow, this is a real game changer. We all want people to judge us by our good intentions. We meant well, right? But here's the thing. The world doesn't feel our intentions. It feels our impact. The magic happens when we stop getting defensive about that gap. Real growth kicks in when we get curious and just ask, I wonder why what I did landed that way.
So how do we actually stay curious instead of just reacting? This is where the metaphor of staying in the audience is so brilliant. Imagine life's little dramas are playing out on a stage. When we get triggered, our first instinct is to leap right onto that stage and join the fight. But we have a choice. We can actually pause, take a step back into the audience, and just watch the drama for a second with curiosity. That little bit of distance gives us all the power.
Here's another super powerful way to think about managing your energy. Think of your life as an 80-20 split. That big bar, the 80%, represents your energy givers, all the stuff that brings you joy and passion. And that smaller 20% bar? Those are the energy drainers, the things you just kind of put up with. Here's the key. You have to actively protect your 80%, because if you don't, that 20% will slowly creep up and take over, and that road leads straight to burnout.
Okay, let's zoom out now, way out, to the biggest picture of all. Beyond our daily habits and interactions, what are we really building toward? This is all about defining your long game.
This is the Jasper Standard, and it's a personal compass that Todd Clough created when he was a school principal. It all started with a really simple question. What do I want for my brand new grandson, Jasper? And the answers to that question became the standard for every single student in his care. It's just a powerful reminder to anchor our big decisions in what truly matters for people, not just in systems or spreadsheets. And this ancient proverb just perfectly captures the whole idea of the long game. A true legacy isn't about the rewards you get to enjoy for yourself. It's about investing in people, in ideas, in your community, in ways that will pay off for a future you might not even get to see. It's about planting those trees.
So we've gone on this whole journey, from our own inner scripts all the way to our lasting impact. And that brings us to our final section, just a little nudge to take these ideas and actually bring them into your life.
And we'll end with this, a question that brings everything full circle, back to reflection, to intention, and to legacy. It's not just about what you're doing for yourself right now. It's about the impact you're choosing to have on tomorrow. So what's your long game? What trees are you planting?